corruption cases in state history. The Newton lawyer admitted involvement in the same MBTA payoff scandal that put former State Transportation Secretary Barry Locke behind bars. Tatel was sentenced to 1 year in prison with 8 months suspended sentence. Tatel, by the way, was among 17 people indicted in that scheme, including Barry Locke's brother Alan. Alan Locke also was due in court today, but his case was postponed. Liz?
Well, Jack, at this hour, Linfield police are still trying to identify a man shot dead as he apparently tried to break into a home. Off-duty police officer Richard Lemusta went to check out some noises he'd heard at the home of a neighbor. Lemusta says he caught a young man trying to get into the house. Then a fight apparently broke out between the suspect and a 5-year veteran of the police force. The officer was hit on the head and wounded with a screwdriver. He fired, hitting the man in the stomach and neck, killing him. Later, Officer Lemusta was treated for his wounds. A fatal fire at an apartment complex in Gardner landed one of its residents in court today. Kenneth Sutton is charged with murder and arson. 65-year-old Virginia Marsh was killed in the weekend blaze. Now there's a question as to whether 46-year-old Sutton is mentally competent to stand trial. So Sutton will undergo psychiatric testing at Bridgewater State Hospital before a decision is made. Sutton will remain at Bridgewater through the 28th of this month. Jack?
Remember Jerry Sousa? His life sentence was commuted after he had spent 17 years in Massachusetts prisons, 8 of those in solitary confinement. Sousa had taken part in an armed robbery. A man was killed during that robbery, though Sousa did not personally shoot him. He was, however, convicted of first-degree murder. Eyewitness newsman Andy Hiller has a Special 4 report on what's happened to Jerry Sousa since his release.
Councilor John Griffin?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor David L. Conley?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Joseph?
Yes.
December 30th, 1980. At the State House, the Executive Council votes whether to commute Gerald Sousa's life sentence.
Vote having been 5 in the affirmative and none in the negative, the sentence of Gerald Sousa has been commuted.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I feel like I'm born.
You'll find Jerry Sousa now on the campus of UMass Amherst, where he is both a student and an instructor. A high school dropout when he was sentenced to a life prison term in 1963, Sousa is now just a few courses away from a college degree. He earned his high school diploma and some college credit during the 17 years he spent in prison for his part in an armed robbery in Fall River that left the man dead. Now he teaches a course that links the life he knows best, the life behind bars, with life on the outside.
Well, because people are caught up in their roles, and their roles are imprisoning. They just can't step from them. They're conditioned into them. And once they realize this about themselves, then they can get a different perspective on what prison is all about. And to be a prisoner doesn't necessarily mean to be behind bars or stealing concrete.
The most formal part of the course is its name, Prisons as a Microcosm of Society. Even on a beautiful spring day, the small classroom is full.
Let's see.
Sousa's lectures are not objective. He takes strong positions on issues such as capital punishment and on the impact of prisons on deterring crime.
And from my experiences, prisons do not deter crime. What does deter crime? Does punishment deter crime?
The questions Sousa asks and the issues he raises aren't unique. For students, what makes this class special is the personal experience he frames them with.
Walpole is supposed to be the worst place in the state. So if a street kid gets busted, first of all, a street kid never thinks he's going to get caught. But he knows inside if he does get caught, he's going to go to Walpole, and when he comes out of Walpole, he's going to be treated like the knight returning from battle. And that's the way he's treated. So, do prisons serve as a deterrent to crime? When in prison, the majority of people in prison are there for street-related crimes and are street people.
Sousa's students pay him the highest compliment. They listen and give him their attention. Their faces show they accept him. They don't care that he doesn't have any degrees.
He tells you what it really is like, and you can just know he's telling the truth.
He's a good person. I'm glad he's out teaching, because we need to know the things that he's teaching us.
The experience he can relate is unbelievable because, you know, other teachers can just say what's in the books and stuff like that.
I really don't think of him as being an ex-prisoner.
What do you think of him as being?
Damn good teacher.
Son, use Jerry and your own.
When Jerry Sousa walked out of prison last year, a free man, he walked into opportunity and risk, and he gave the state prison system no credit for his rehabilitation. Sousa is still angry, but he is also hopeful and proud.
I'm in a new community where what I know is what makes me the person, not how tough I am, in spite of the system that is still trying to hamper me, in spite of the new restrictions and regulations that the parole board may come up with to hassle me even further. I'm going to make it. Fortunately, I respond to situations intelligently, I hope.
In Amherst, I'm Andy Hiller, TV4 Eyewitness News.
Sousa expects to get his BA this spring, and then he'll start work on his PhD, which will also involve prison culture. Coming up in just a moment...